Yeah. Okay. So for this case is it's really messy. You know, I know that there's frustration right now. There's frustration because there's no progress. I get that. I understand. We want something, guys. I want something, but the word is out. There has been no arrest ever since what happened yesterday. Nothing at all. And now I see the frustration now. I do see the frustration of what individuals are talking about when it comes to this case. I was frustrated because of the sloppiness, but now there's no progress. A search warrant was executed yesterday. If you guys don't know, we covered that. And 3 individuals were detained, 2 male, 1 female. They said it was a mother. Shooting possibly unrelated. But nothing, no arrest. Questioning, detained doesn't mean arrest. Seen that a lot. Nothing, like nothing at all, ladies and gentlemen. And people were getting at me for saying, no, give them a break. They're doing great. They're doing this. And they are. But what I'm saying is it's just not good enough. Can we just be honest for a second? Promises were made. Things were said. The poor family is wondering if their mother's alive. They still have hope in their heart. Where is Nancy Guthrie? They're following leads. They're getting tips. Nothing is produced. Nothing. Nothing at all. Oh boy. So things are not looking too good. But don't worry about it, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to be covering the updates for today. What's going to happen, where we're at, what's happening now today. What are they going to be looking for? What are they going to be doing? We also have eyes on the scene. Shout out to my boy Dad's Gone Live. He's already out there, so I'm going to be working with his footage out there to see what's live. I know that he will be taking a break, and he's going to come right back. So, when he comes right back later today, we're going to be showing that footage for tonight, okay? You know, I don't know what to say, y'all. Like, it's messy because of the ransom notes, the imposters, the investigation, and stuff like that. I said this from the beginning. I said, if I was the family with that type of money, I would have hired my own team. That's what I would have done. But who am I? You know, the family doesn't care about me. I'm a nobody to the family. They're depending on the feds, and that's understandable. I would too. But right alongside them, I can actually legally do that. I can do that. As long as I'm not in their space, that's what matters. I would have 100% did that with no hesitation at this point. Because not only there's no development, there wasn't proper transparency, and they are heavily delayed, and that just irks me right now at this point because this could have been anyone's mama. So today we're going to be looking at these updates that's leading till today at 4:24 p.m. Eastern time, which is 2:24 Mountain time. All right, so rock with me. Let's get these facts. Let's understand what's going on. I know there was a lot of speculation yesterday, but my team, my chat, you guys are brilliant always in the chat. You guys know what's right from wrong. All right, let's get into these updates. All I want from you guys, if you can possibly do this, whatever device you're using, hit the like button. Hit the share button. I'm sharing factual information, but up-to-date information with 3 different resources. Fox, CNN, NBC. I'm trying to get my 4th one, but they're not sharing live updates because not a lot is happening today. There is small developments, but nothing huge. All right? So let's do this. And if you are brand new, please hit the subscribe. I would appreciate that very, very much.
This is a Fox News alert. Matt Finn is on the ground in Tucson. He has breaking details on last night's police operation. Matt.
Hi, Kaylee. So Sheriff Nanos here in Pima County tells me that no one was arrested last night. No one is in custody at this hour in relation to all that law enforcement activity on the ground last night. I would caution that that's the update at this hour. This is obviously a very evolving situation. Law enforcement has already warned that people that they are questioning could later be arrested. So we know that someone was questioned and released earlier this week, but the sheriff says, hey, that person is not entirely cleared. So the latest update from the Pima County Sheriff is no arrest, no one in custody at this hour. Also, a takeaway here is that we are, starting to see a pattern where law enforcement, if they're focusing on a target, they may bring out all of the bells and whistles, the entire SWAT team, multiple law enforcement vehicles, maybe simply just to question someone because they don't want to run the risk of any type of backfire. So moving forward, if we see a lot of a SWAT team or law enforcement activity, it may simply be just to bring someone in for questioning. Now, also, there is that other scenario or incident that was happening last night with a Range Rover that was ultimately impounded. The Pima County Sheriff's Office told us it cannot confirm that that was related at all to the Nancy Guthrie case. They weren't denying it was, but they are not confirming all that information you're seeing about the Range Rover was related to the Guthrie case. Again, that is the update at this hour. Perhaps the FBI will come out with something different. Kaylee.
Yeah, and that fits the pattern of what we saw earlier in the week where there was questioning of an individual. We saw that SWAT team van move, but it ended up just being a questioning that resulted in very little as you interviewed the sheriff. He essentially said that suspect, not a suspect rather, but that individual who was questioned is clear for now. Is that correct?
Yes. Now, but again, the sheriff says no one has been ruled out, and he has actually told me, look, that guy who we questioned, maybe we'll arrest him later on. He was confident with his alibi, and he was released. But the sheriff is urging that anybody that they're questioning or briefly detaining could be later arrested. And I also would highlight that we haven't heard from the FBI on this matter. Mm-hmm. The statement that the sheriff initially released earlier was saying, we're holding off based on what the FBI is asking of us. So maybe the FBI will come out in a bit and give us something different.
Matt, keep us updated. Thank you. Well, let's bring in criminal defense attorney, Fox News contributor Donna Rotunno, who's a host of Fox News true crime podcast, Crime and Justice. It begins this week. Donna, thank you for joining me. I was just with you yesterday. We see these updates. Yes. We see this search of a home. Of course, you need a warrant for that. We see the questioning of individuals in that home. But the news this hour, no arrest, no one in custody. What do you make of that?
Oh my goodness, we saw this flurry of activity last night, and they keep letting these SWAT vehicles go out to these scenes, and we think, oh my goodness, something big is about to happen. And then several hours later, we find out that they brought people in and let them go. That's strange, actually. There are definitely investigations where we have officers going out, questioning people, trying to figure out what happened. But the fact that we've now had 3 situations, one last week, and then yesterday it was really 2 separate scenes where they were bringing people in.
Okay, let me do some corrections. I don't know who this lady is. Bless her. She's a host. Awesome. But it's not. It was 2 situations where this happened. Carlos and yesterday. Not 3 times. They have been, when it comes to detaining individuals, 2 separate occasions. What I am going to say that it is normal for law enforcement to detain, question, and let them go. But what I will say this, I'm not contradicting myself, listen to this. They treat the crime scene, open it, closing it, contamination, as they would they detain, question, release, detain, question, release. All that massive heavy response so far. Rescue was there. Guys, a couple of agencies, no arrest. Now, it is true what that gentleman said at the beginning of this video. He's correct. At any time, they could come back, and if they have articulate suspicion that this individual is tied to the case, a suspect, they're going to not detain, arrest. Now, they can go back and talk to the individuals, get a warrant. They did it right the second time. They got a warrant. The law enforcement did things correct yesterday. They did it proper, but that pattern of inconsistency is there now. That's the thing that I see now. That bad pattern, not a good one, the bad one. Carlos, you messed up. This one, you did right, but nothing. And mind you, they were reconning that area earlier yesterday. Shout out to Rescue Me. I know you're not here, but that intel you got was before anyone. I have never. That was impressive. That was impressive. They scavenged that area way before, and nothing. So hopefully, I don't want to point fingers and be like, I hope you're a criminal, but I hope they get the correct guy. Someone, group, or peoples, or, you know, because it's 14 days now. It's about to be 15 when it hits 2 o'clock when she was taken from her own home. Jazzy Julie, thank you so much. Happy Valentine's Day, Noventure. Happy Valentine's Day to everyone in the chat. You are not alone. And if you are alone, you can always hit me up. Whether you're a man or female, I'm respectful. I'll give you love and appreciation. You can tell me something about your day. I want to make sure that all my members, all my subscribers are okay mentally, and I'm here for you. I am not above you. DM me. I'll try my best to respond. I get a lot of DMs. So, yes, happy Valentine's Day to everyone. But she's right when this lady, I forgot her name, apologies. She's right when it's a bit strange when it's catch and release, you know, where there's no turn up. There's nothing. Now, I understand that they get tips. They get a lot of tips. People want to help. And without you guys, I think they will get nothing out of this. Find a glove, a shirt. They found little pieces of that, but we have nothing. The only one potential lead that we might have, this is, guys, in my opinion, and reviewing my notes, the only thing that I could possibly think that I hope they come up with something, is this piece of DNA. Once we get the results from Florida, please let this be a break. Because yesterday, I even thought it was a break. Turned out so far, because they can contact these individuals if they are alleged suspect or somehow tied to this case. You know what I'm saying? I'm keeping it real with y'all. Chrissy Almond with the 10 on Cash App said, thanks for busting your ass for us. Thank you for watching me. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Thank you, Chrissy Almond. I appreciate you and the gifted sub. Shout out to Chrissy Almond in the chat. My internet. Thanks for these videos. No one puts the videos together the way you do. Your explanation, action, and facts are very appreciated. I do this for you guys. I do this for you. If I ever make a mistake, a tiny error, let me know in the comments. I'll be glad to fix it. I'll work with you. I want to do this as a team. I do thoroughly search things the best that I can to create this timeline. That's why if you ever see my videos, there's a pattern to my videos. I'm surprised no one ever seen it. I start the video from the beginning of the day, and every video we watch it's a later update. So in your mind, you can create that timeline. It's consistency. The proper word to describe how I show my videos and articles is called, how do I say this? It is like a timeline, but it's more, damn, what's the word? Come on, no, can somebody help me out? It's like, I did it in a commercial. It's called, when you do one thing, when a director says shot action, we move to the same scene. Somebody help me out here. I like to formulate a timeline in my podcast so you can better understand what's happening throughout the day. That's how it makes you feel comfortable, and it helps for better understanding. That's what we like to do here. All right, let's continue, guys. Enough with the talking.
That's rare. I mean, they're getting warrants. They're going into homes.
Yes, chronological, but there's another word. You are right. Chronological, correct.
And yet we're not getting any new details. You know as well as I do, Kaylee, in order to go into someone's home, you have to have probable cause. A judge has to sign a warrant, and there has to be a reason for you to do so. And the fact that we don't know what any of those reasons are is very difficult. It makes it difficult to speculate on what's happening here, and it makes it difficult for us to understand what the next phase of this investigation truly is. And are these real leads, or is it a shot in the dark?
That's my question. So we know with these search warrants that you could cite exigency. You know, there's a woman who we don't know where she is. We don't know if she's kidnapped. We are trying to find an 84-year-old. So you can cite exigency as you attain that warrant. But I'm interested in what you said about how it is rare. Multiple warrants, multiple homes. We all heard from that individual, that food delivery man, which ended up not leading in any clear direction.
Yes. And I don't necessarily think the warrants themselves are that rare if they have probable cause in order to get it. Obviously, a judge signs off on those things. But the fact that you're bringing people in and arresting them with SWAT teams, and I know that we were talking about this difference between detaining versus arresting. And obviously, if someone is detained, they're held for a period of time, they're let go. You're arrested. Normally, it's longer. Arrest has to do with probable cause, and a detainment has to do with reasonable suspicion.
She's on it. She's on it. Very good. She's explaining it correct.
But you know as well as I do that if someone is losing their freedom, even if it's for a short period of time, they are not free to leave. And so it's one thing to go and knock on a door and say, hey, I have some questions and try to piece some things together. But it's a total other to be bringing people in and then letting them go this many times, I think. And
yeah, that's the part where we agree is how many times. I think they're focusing. You know what it is, chat? I think that they are primarily looking into your tips. For real. That's exactly what's happening right now. It's your tips. That's where they're getting all this information. They have a little bit of clues, but they cannot find this individual. Not through the emails, through the ransom notes. They can't even find the original person who wrote the ransom note. The original ransom note. Don't get confused about the other ransom notes. If you guys need help with any of the ransom notes, if you're still confused, let me know in the comments and I can actually break it down. I got it on my laptop. I wrote dates, times, who got them, what is the ransom note, and a little bit of the context. I put a little piece into it. I could break it down for you here live on Novesity. No, be mine. I love you. Jamie, I'm already yours. Happy Valentine's Day, Jamie. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thanks. Oh yeah, okay, I read that. My bad. My apologies. Okay, let's continue.
Couple of days.
And the importance, as we both know, of crossing your T's and dotting your I's. You know, you are trying to find Nancy Guthrie. You're also trying to build a case. You have to Mirandize people. Right. You have to make sure your searches are above bar. You have warrants. Talk to me about the importance of trying to find someone. That is number one. But number two, preserving evidence for a case down the line.
Well, and definitely that's goal number one, is to find someone. But if you find someone and then you do something improper, then later on, if you have someone to arrest, you do not want to botch that investigation, which then leads to a technicality and somebody being released after committing a terrible crime. So yes, the police have to make sure they do what they are supposed to do in order to make sure that due process is met, that everyone's rights are preserved, because otherwise, you don't want to have an issue later on. The fear I see here is this is very strange, this back and forth law enforcement volleying that the FBI is doing with local law enforcement. And it's very bizarre to me. We're hearing, well, maybe the FBI will say something different. Well, why would they say something different? They should be working together. I understand the need to not want to talk while an investigation is pending because you don't want to tip anyone off. But at the same time, it seems very sketchy. One day we hear something about there was a glove in the house, and the next day we hear there wasn't a glove in the house. These are things that I think should be buttoned up. Was this a forced entry? Was it not a forced entry? At first we were told it was not, and then we were told we're not going to talk about it at all. So it's a strange investigation, I think.
Donna Rotuno, thank you.
I'm Steve Ducey.
She's actually spot on with that. I concur 100%. I want to ask you guys a question. And did you guys ever thought about this? Hear me out just give me your attention. Before I say it, Ronan says, happy Valentine's Day to you, Nov, and chat. We in the chat, we're your Huckleberry, little Doc. Oh, Tombstone. You went back from the movie Tombstone. You went back. Val, you went back. Yo, Ronan. Yo, you're the dude, bro. You are the dude, man. I appreciate the super chat, and happy Valentine's Day to you, brother. I appreciate you. Yo, guys, listen. I don't know how you guys feel what I'm about to say, but let's keep it real for a second. Do you think with this whole thing happening, this circus, this mess, as many people call it, do you think that the hype and attention this case has received, excuse me, that's not a real word, has received, do you think the hype of it is what jeopardized the case? You understand what I'm saying? Should this case get so much attention, hence why we're getting imposters for Bitcoins, people saying, I'll give you 1 Bitcoin for exchange for information. People on so many reporters, people on the property, people doing this, everyone doing that, talking about that, which allow the true individuals who did this, the kidnappers, these suspects, scare them off, run away. What did they do with Nancy? You understand? Do you think? I'm not saying I believe. I'm asking a question to all of you. And tell me how you feel in the comments. Because here's how I see it. Law enforcement, I think that they should really think ahead of this. And here's why. It is 14 days. And you think the real kidnappers haven't already left somewhere to cover their tracks and did something, took Nancy elsewhere? If she's alive, God forbid, I hope she is. You understand? You think right now, I'm going to show you something. Look, take a look at this. And I want you to just, remember I told you, think about this, chat. Think about this. Take a look at this just for a second. These alleged kidnappers, right? It ain't alleged. They fucking did that. Well, according to Sheriff, I'm going to be careful what I say at this point. It all started here. This is it right here. This is the epicenter. This is the beginning. This is land zero right here. They went all the way over here. They went right here. This is the location they went to yesterday, right here. I didn't want to say yesterday. I didn't want to be part of the individuals. I believe what Brian Enton said yesterday was absolutely correct. Right here. This is yesterday's, right? And then Carlos, I don't even know where Carlos was at. Well, let's just say Carlos was right here, right? Here, they went here, nothing. They couldn't find nothing. They released people. They can't find anything at all. With all this, let's say the real suspects, the kidnappers, are here. They're right here. You think for 1 second that them watching what everything is happening on the media, you think that this is not going to spook them? They're not going to leave breadcrumbs? They're not going to take whatever they're doing and move somewhere else? Now, I am going to I'm thinking in terms of these individuals, these people. They're not, from what we can see, that individual was not sophisticated. But I think I was listening to the media way too much. And let me tell you why. We only witnessed one person, that guy, him, the kidnapper. But how many people was really there? We don't know that. How many are in this operation? We don't know that. And as much as they got away this much, this far, this late, ladies and gentlemen, 14 days undetected, cloaked by this method that they're using to not only mask their original source, but we can't find the other individuals. I think we were so quick to judge Mr. Bozo here, so quick that we don't know who he's operating with. Maybe this person was just the face of the operation, but whoever his team, whoever he is working with, it's working. We don't even know who wrote the notes. It's working. I think I judged too quick. I was giving them so much reputation saying that these individuals are sophisticated. They got the ransom note. They want the money. They are serious. And I was like, I pulled back. I was like, okay, Nov, take a step back. Open, bro. Look at the video. He's like this with the weapon in front, with all this. I'm like, yeah, this guy is an idiot. But I'm like, wait a minute. We're only looking at one camera. We're only looking at one individual for a few seconds. Who are the other people? Remember, it's looking like a group of people, not just him. It could be 2, 3, 4. We don't know. I don't know. But I'll be kind of silly to think that this is the only person who managed to do all of this. All of it, ladies and gentlemen. All of it. The last time sheriffs told us there was no other DNA they found. Only Nancy. For them to later tell us we found more DNA. I beg your pardon. What did Dr. Hold on. When I heard that, I was like, wait a minute. What? It took you till now? It took you now? If you think I'm being hard on the agencies, I mean, it's their job, is it not? I think I'm doing it the right way. I think I'm doing it the correct way. What did Dr. Umar say?
I beg your pardon. I beg your pardon.
Because not only you got there and doing stuff late, but all this, the cameras, the DNA, the detainees. Come on now. For 1 second, I truly believe whoever was behind this, if they are located here, around this area, you think for 1 second that they're not gone? You think for 1 second they're not gone? You think so? This guy's a face. He's a face. He is a face to this. But what I do know, you are working with someone smart. You're working with someone smart. I'm no fool here. I'm not going to be tunnel vision. I'm not going to think so quick and judge and stay focused or I'm not going to do that. You're working with someone. And this person is good. Good enough to not put his face there, isn't it? Good enough to you to use whatever device you're using to cloak yourself. Good enough for you to not even leave breadcrumbs. No trail. 14 days, making an embarrassment of law enforcement. Jesus Christ, look at all the federal agents yesterday, all up in that house. And nothing at all, nothing to show. You would think, no, but they can go back and arrest them if they find something. You're right. Absolutely. But shit, if I was a criminal and they found they have nothing on me, you think I'm going to stay there? They're going to do checkups. They're going to know if the people there. Sometimes they say, listen, we recommend you not leaving or whatever, but they're detained. Man, I've been such a fool to judge this so quickly. And the proof is they haven't found anything. 14 days, multiple agencies, ladies and gentlemen. I will not be that fool no more. This guy's a face. He's a face. Who you working with, man? Tell us who you working with. Tell us who you working with. Who are you working with? And maybe, let me tell you something. Maybe this runs even deeper, if anything. Yes, I'm not going to mention that name because I don't want to get it triggered in my chat. Please don't say it, please. I would appreciate it. It rhymes with Benstein, Kylan. But, this has something to do with something personal. Because where's the proof of Nancy? If you really wanted money, with that blood and all that, you probably accidentally killed her. And that's why you can't send money. That's why you can't send proof of life. You have never done that. That's why the ransom note, if it was true, because they are still working with the ransom notes, by the way, that's why you can never show proof of life. You managed to literally have Savannah say on her Instagram, we are ready to pay. And then she switched her mind the next day. Something happened. You did some shit. Your second note you put out, you fucked up. There was a collapse in the infrastructure of your plan. But I think the one thing that was stable was you didn't leave no trace at all. You know what really bugs my mind out of all this? That even the experts said this 2 days ago. They said, I don't know how they have no good leads, the good ones, because nothing's working. There's nothing. After there was a vehicle there that they had to pick her up because the blood trail did leave the front door. What the fuck they use? A UFO? A rocket ship? Negative. How did, out of all the cameras of a 2-mile radius from that center, nothing, not even Circle K, nothing. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to say this word again to you. Nothing. Nothing. Okay. Is this the only abduction or is there more coming? I don't know, Ghost. I mean, it's a good question. Shit. I mean, hey, it's all around the country. But from this specific family, I don't think so. But what I do know, remember what I told you at the very, very beginning when the ransom note first came out? And I said that it's going to be so hard. The next day, they didn't catch the right person. I told you that, tell me if I'm wrong, Remember when I told you that this is going to make potential criminals? Did it not happen? Imposter Bitcoin. Another one said, give me 1 Bitcoin. $66,000. That's 68 today. That's the worth of it. Didn't I tell you this is going to inspire more criminals? Didn't I say that? And look what happened. We should cash in on this. On someone's kidnapped. Corny. You're corny for that. Ladies and gentlemen, I have good faith, and I mean this with respect. This is going to inspire future criminals because they are going to know how did they get away with this long? People have egos. And when people see that, they see a good cash in. Come on. This is international now. That's why they even said that in the ransom note. Prepare to go international. Oh yeah. I've been called this, bro. Get ready, because this is going to definitely happen again. For sure. Absolutely. Absolutely, this is going to happen again. I can see that. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not speaking bad energy, a pessimist. I'm being realistic. It already happened. Look what Derek did. Look what the 3 new notes from TMZ did, back to back to back. It's already happening. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Sometimes the answer is right in your face. So whoever he is with, we're in Tucson, ladies and gentlemen. We're in Tucson. Because, I mean, we're here where it started. Then we jumped to Carlos' place. And then we jumped to, where's it at? Where's the, Oh, here it is. Wait, is this the other place? Right here? From yesterday. Yeah. It's a good day to be poor then. You know what, Wilson? I'm not even mad at that comment. Larry, post that again. You say that again, Larry, so I can pin that. Yo. Oh, I found it. I lost it quick. Talk about targets. Y'all got to be careful out there. Y'all got to be careful out there. Y'all got to be careful out there. How'd your kids? How'd your wife? All right, let's get back to work. I'm sorry for giving you a speech. I apologize, but I really got to be real with you.
Along with other local news outlets, has been receiving.
Please do me a favor before we begin. Please hit the like button, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see where we're at. We only have 543 likes. Shout out to the 544 people. I would appreciate it so much if you could hit the like button. That would mean the world to me. I don't want anything else, just a like. If you could subscribe if you were new. We talk about true crime, breaking live coverage, and trending topics. And we're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case. I promise you, we're well informed here. And yeah, share this out, guys.
Let's bring in my next guest, who, along with other local news outlets, has been receiving letters allegedly coming from someone who knows the kidnapper, even the kidnapper, potentially. Let's bring in TMZ founder Harvey Levin. Harvey, boy, this gets weirder and weirder day by day. And this morning we wake up and we find out nobody's been arrested, nobody's in custody, but we had a ton of police activity just 2 miles away from Nancy Guthrie's house, potentially within this 2-mile radius that the police have been asking for doorbell dash cam video. First, give me your quick observation on where you think we are this morning. Does this feel like a letdown?
Well, it's a letdown because they haven't caught the kidnapper and they haven't found Nancy Guthrie. I was in touch with the law enforcement involved in this early this morning, and I asked them, is this in any way tied to the information that we have given the sheriff and the FBI? And I was told no. And, as for, what happened, it doesn't seem.
Let me listen to that one more time. I'm sorry.
Is this?
Guys, anytime that I'm on my phone and I'm listening and I have to rewind, I take notes. I take notes. I like to be methodical. I want to be correct. All I do is write, educate myself, and confirm what is fact and what's not. So I can always come back. It's better to do that when you're doing an investigation. You have things to come back. You can, it's just good. It's good this way. So please forgive me if you ever look at me and I'm doing this. I'm not texting anyone or on TikTok or any of that. I'm just getting my notes and I'm writing down what reporters are saying. It's important.
Early this morning, and I asked them, is this in any way tied to the information that we have given the sheriff and the FBI? And I was told no. As for, what happened, it doesn't seem like they've kind of connected the dots. It was interesting. Yesterday morning, I sensed something was going on with law enforcement, that there were meetings. They have these kind of morning briefings that were going way longer. I just happened to find out about one of them way longer than they normally did. I figured something was up, and they were also playing everything really close to the vest. It may have been this, I don't know. What I can tell you is that the FBI is keenly interested in the ransom note that we received. And I know this to be a fact. They are keenly interested because obviously, we supplied them with it. And you can kind of connect the dots if you will, but I am 100%.
So
they are extremely interested in this ransom note. And they're also interested in the person who has now sent us 3 emails saying in return for money, they will lead authorities to the kidnapper and Nancy.
Let's dig into that for a second, because this is fascinating. This person claims to know where she is, or at least who the kidnapper is, and is willing to pay $50,000, or is willing to receive $50,000, half of the reward first, and then half of the reward later.
Yeah, I heard that, right? Listen.
Fascinating. This person claims to know where she is, or at least who the kidnapper is, and is willing to pay $50,000, or is willing to receive $50,000, half of the reward first, and then half of the reward later. Have you heard from this person since we saw the activity happen overnight? Are you expecting to hear from them again?
Well, if you take him at his word, I am not expecting him because he ends his email to us. Let me just read it if I can find this part. He said that there's going to be no communication, that they are done talking. So he says, let me just find this. I apologize.
And he said that before, right?
I did say
Harvey?
yesterday was my second and final attempt, but you upping the reward to discredit me is a lowball move. 3 strikes and you're out. So he's saying that he is not going to get back to us again, but he said that.
Harvey just read from the ransom note directly. Hold on real quick. I have never seen that before. Wait a minute. Why did I not find it? Yo, hold on real quick. Wait a minute. Nah, I got to lock in for this one. Nah. Hold on real quick. I know I see a couple of comments. You guys are saying you don't believe Harvey and all that. Honestly, Harvey is not going to risk his career to lie. In my opinion, I think someone is trying to take advantage of the situation. I don't think Harvey's making this up. He will literally get in trouble. He will lose credibility. He will lose. He's a CEO of TMZ. He is TMZ. He's not going to do that. In my opinion, strong opinion, he's not going to do that. I believe that whoever's doing this is fucked up. I believe that they are bullcrapping, but I don't think Harvey is. It's a difference. This is so crazy. Guys, he's literally reading from it. Listen to that part again. Listen closely. He was a lawyer, correct. Do the cops don't believe on hacker to break that ransom emails like the real one? I've been switching. Alexa, thanks so much for the super chat. So here's the thing. They haven't even been able to. If they would have, we would have gotten them by now. We would have had something, right? I'm pretty sure they are. They doing that shit a lot. 24/7. They're trying to crack this. Especially when it reached Cash Patel. Well, we'll see how well. Yeah. Let's see how good they're doing. But no, I don't, guys, like that. I'm gonna be honest with you. If the probability of Harvey lying when multiple agencies are involved is 0.0000, you don't understand how much you can get in trouble for this, because you are diverting, and he's working with them now because he said that they have a keen interest in the ransom note. I'm pretty sure they do. He's not going to lie about this. But if you still think that Harvey is BS, that's your opinion, cool. But I'm telling you, no, he's not going to risk that. That's really, he'll be in massive trouble. Massive trouble. He'll lose, the whole TMZ credibility will be gone.
Because he ends his email to us. Let me just read it if I can find this part. He said that there's going to be no communication, that they are done talking. So he says, let me just find this. I apologize.
And he said that before, right?
I did say
Harvey?
yesterday was my second and final attempt, but you upping the reward to discredit me is a lowball move. 3 strikes and you're out. So he's saying that he is not going to get back to us again, but he said that the time before and did.
Would you put up that money just to see where this goes?
I think it's really inappropriate because based on what we know, we could be interfering with law enforcement. They are not just sitting back. There's a reason that this ransom, this $6 million ransom, has not been paid, and there's a reason why the Guthrie family and or law enforcement has not paid the money. I don't know what that reason is. Personally, I'm puzzled, but it's very clear to me that they could do it if they wanted. And if we got involved in that, I think it would be highly inappropriate and could actually impede the investigation. There's something, obviously there's a lot they're not telling us, but I do know they're really interested in this. So we're just kind of following along and passing the information on. A couple of things that really stand out in this email, this last one, is that he says that if the FBI gives them the first $50,000 payment in the form of a Bitcoin, they will immediately give the name of the main individual along with his information for you to track. Interesting that he's...
Wait, what?
Immediately give the name of the main individual along with his information for you to track.
Yeah, definitely more than one person. Definitely more than one person. The main individual. What did I just say? Guys, what did I just say? I just told you this 15 minutes ago. You think that this is the guy? You think this is the only person in the operation? The way he walks, handles that weapon. He puts literally, he put vegetation on the camera. The main individual. That ransom note could just be bullshit, but we all know that man is not working by himself. Absolutely not. unsophisticated kidnapper. Think about that. Come on now. But man, whoever is the main person, who is this person? Again, let's just say all this ransom note is bullcrap, right? Let's just say someone is messing with Harvey and they just want in on the kidnapping. And that's what it sounds like. I'm on the same boat as you guys. But I know for a fact there is more individuals in this case. That man is a front man, bro. Somebody's so unprofessional would have got caught easily, without a trace.
Interesting that he says
that info might be bogus. Potentially, it could be. It sounds like they want to cash in. But even if that info is bogus, I'm not going to sit here and truly believe, ladies and gentlemen, that this man is by him. He did this. He did the original ransom note, untraceable, did the kidnapping, everything, like just gone, him by himself. One camera, one angle for a few seconds by himself. Remember, we don't have all the information at the FBI. FBI is not going to be like, hey guys, we want to let you know what was on the other cameras. I mean, last time I checked, the sheriffs originally said no subscription, no video. FBI managed to get something in the back end, and get this camera, which is kind of scary because if you're able to get something on the back end of the camera where it had no subscription and no video, why would I need to get a subscription if it was watching the whole time? Hence why this case is actually getting a little scrutiny over that part when it comes to companies, by the way. It's an article. It's out right now because people are wondering, how the hell did they get this footage then if there was no subscription? A contradiction. See what I'm saying? This fucking case is messy. And I'm not talking about soccer. This case is messy. Messy. For all I know, whoever's really behind this operation hired him just to kidnap her. It's a front man right here. This is a front man. This is a potential front man. I mean, again, I'm speculating. I don't really know, but look at this guy. Come on. Jonna says, I don't know if this has been brought up, but Savannah Guthrie interviewed. I don't want to talk about this. I explain this. I have my reasons why. I'm not saying I'm never going to talk about it. I don't want to mention it. I don't want to say it. If you know, you know. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. I'm sorry. But I know about it. I know about it. May she rest in peace. That's all I'm going to say. But I do get you. You're not wrong. But when that was brought to my attention by you guys earlier, get the conspiracy things out of the way. That is not a conspiracy theory. That is too much of a coincidence. I can't discuss that, guys. I can't right now. Again, if you know, you know. Again, I am not a conspiracy. I am not those individuals, but that story is not one. I want to talk about it so much after everything that I read on that. I want to talk about it, man. I don't know how to talk about it, but I'm not going to do it. But you're not wrong. What I'm telling you is that you're not wrong. Keep your head up, be strong, and stand on what you believe on. I know you're going to tell me, don't be scared to talk about it, Nov. You always talk about things. You're this, you're that. This is something right now that's currently happening in this country that is officially a fact. It is out now. The truth is out, ladies and gentlemen. It's 3 million pages, 3 million missing. It's a fact. And anyone that talks about it, something happens either to them or their accounts or different stuff happens. I'm not ready yet. I'm not going to be a martyr yet. Just give me some time. I'm thinking about ways to talk about it. I am not kidding. I'm not kidding. And if you think for 1 second that I'm BSing, come on, man, wake up. I think the suspect on Nancy's porch was too smart. If he is to himself, he let gloves not. That's pretty dumb. Julie, he don't look smart, but I'm kind of surprised, Julie, that he hasn't even been caught yet. I'm surprised. Question the narrative always. Oh, I love that comment. Who put that? Keith. Keith? Good comment. Good comment. Don't talk about it, Nov. I know. Thank you, guys. Shout out to all my people in the comments that are backing me up on that one. Like I said, if you know, period. This is why I say I'm never for the government. I don't care about them. I'm here for my people in the comments. My American people, I mean, even my people that are abroad across the pond. You guys are my family.
Individual, because that suggests there's more than one person. He also talks about the fact that he feels this could impact his own freedom, which also makes it sound like he's worried they might implicate him in this kidnapping, that he's kind of close to it in some form. But he ends, and this is particularly interesting, that the main individual that he says he can lead them to, he said, be prepared to go international. Wow. So again, if this is authentic, he's got to be talking about Mexico, because where Tucson is, it's not that far from the Mexican border.
And I appreciate that you're saying if this is authentic, because you yourself, you're not sure if this is legitimate, this could be a scammer, because people are coming on TV left and right and wondering, have you become a honeypot for scammers, whether they're overseas or whether they're local? But you're telling us the FBI is taking these letters seriously.
We've gotten, other emails as well that are pretty easy to discredit. They are taking the ransom letter extremely seriously, and they are taking this letter asking for the reward in return for identifying the kidnapper. They are taking that seriously as well.
Okay. Harvey, thank you for sharing that letter with us, and any more information you get it to us as quickly as possible. We are trying to figure this all together. Thank you. Thanks for joining us.
Sure.
Everyone is trying to figure this out. Everybody. Okay, this is a live segment. I'm not going to play this live segment. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to wait that out for a second. I want to get into the further details of the no SWAT, the no arrest, the SWAT raids. I want to get into the information, the core of this, the belly of yesterday. Why? How? How is this possible? What are they missing? The elements of this case to find Nancy. How can we continue like this? Because what we was told yesterday was if they don't come up with nothing from yesterday, the public is not going to have so basically the pressure on law enforcement and the feds it's a lot right now. It's a lot. People are losing faith. There's people who watch this case is catching fatigue. I'm lying. Ask them in the chat. Go ahead. They're here. I'm not kidding. My heart is with Nancy, man. It is. But what's going on with this case, it's too much right now.
It's time for News Nation Live. We're going to start right here with News Nation's Brian Enton, the first on the scene at that massive SWAT operation, bringing you the images.
My man, Brian Enton.
I was staying up late watching your coverage, half asleep, trying to stay on this because we felt like this may be a huge break in the case. Is it? Are we any closer to finding Nancy Guthrie after this massive SWAT operation?
Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like that is the case, and it was a wild night. I mean, we were out there with the SWAT team, and it felt like something significant was happening. They stormed a house about 2 miles from where I am, right here outside Nancy Guthrie's house, Anna, and then there was also a simultaneous traffic stop that was
correct, Julie. That's
the same incident.
That's why
they took 3 people into custody essentially for questioning. They have now been let go. I am.
Oh, there we go. So yeah, I did get the right neighborhood. So the private residence. Okay, yeah. So we did, we did. It was right there, yeah. Damn, bro, that was insane.
Told by the sheriff that there are no arrests that they were following up on leads last night, but as of today, there are no arrests, and that there was also a federal search warrant that was activated at the home where the SWAT team was. And that's significant, Anna.
Thank you, Julie.
A federal search warrant means that a judge signed off on it. It means that there is obviously some reason, some very, very legitimate reason that they believed that the person who lived in that house or who was staying at that house may have been connected to the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. But again, the morning after all of this, the sheriff confirming no arrests and no signs of Nancy, which is obviously the worst news of all, because when we were out there last night, we were hoping maybe this would lead to some sign of Nancy. I am also hearing, though, from sources, Anna, that the investigation into last night is not over, that we should not just move on from this and discount this because they are still going through evidence. Think about things like cell phones, DNA that they could have collected from the people who were inside the house, and all of that stuff is going to take time. So we're just going to have to wait and see how this pans out, if this is a lead that could actually help in the investigation, or if it's similar to what we saw the other night in Rio Rico near Mexico, where a man was detained and let go, and it seems like he had absolutely nothing to do with the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
Right, and we have been very careful with the way we're wording this. 3 detained again in the search for Nancy Guthrie, that happening overnight, likely while people were sleeping, if they didn't see your great coverage last night. Not arrested, not charged, but as things were unfolding, we thought there may be an advancement in that. Now, with the sheriff telling News Nation that no arrests have been made and no sign of Nancy, he has also not said, as far as we know here, and you can clarify for us if it's different, but whether they have actually been released. You know, are they still talking? Are they still being detained, or are they on their merry way?
Yeah, that's a good question, and he hasn't clarified whether they are released, although it is my sense that they have been released, because at this point, I mean, like what we saw the other night, you know, they could only detain them for so long if they're not actually a suspect or a person of interest. They question them, and surely they're going to keep an eye on them while they continue to wait for DNA results and continue to look through evidence, because, again, there was a federal search warrant, and that's new. We just learned that within the last 20 minutes or so. I knew there was some kind of search warrant, but the fact that it was a federal search warrant is significant because, again, in most cases, that means that a federal judge or federal magistrate had to sign off on that happening, which means there was something significant that led them to that house last night, Anna.
Right, and, you know, I think we have some video as well of you in the car as you're, you know, waiting and watching and your coverage again. Yeah, here you are, and you were saying last night that there was not flashbangs, pepper spray, anything, that these individuals came out of the house on their own accord, but the SWAT team was not taking any chances. They had on their body armor and things. Just walk us through, again, those moments as in great a detail as you can for us.
Yeah, sure. So we started out, the SWAT team was staging in 2 different locations. So we were waiting, and they've done that other nights, which means that they meet in a location, a parking lot somewhere. They all come together, the canines, the SWAT units, they all have their armor, they've got their trucks, and they just wait for the call for when, you know, when the, you know, the investigators say, okay, we're ready to move in. And we weren't sure if that was going to happen last night. It did happen. And we just happened to be right there with them when they got into this neighborhood, and we made it into where they, you know, created a perimeter, but we were on the inside, so we were able to get a sense of what was going on. And they were clearly ready for the worst. But luckily, the people that they wanted to question didn't resist. I mean, they came out of the house. It was a man and a woman at the house. I believe it was a mother and son. That's what I was told last night. And they just came out.
Thank you for watching.
Damn, I never heard Brian saying the same thing. He's like, this seems to be nothing. After he's surprised, after a federal warrant, nothing. He's really optimistic, but not in this video. You see what I'm talking about, right? I told you, I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one. I may be the guy that, you know, I have a bit of satire. I can be a bit, you know, dramatic, but I was speaking the truth. And he just said the same thing. He said the same exact thing. My man, Brian. Man. He's surprised. I am too, but we need to have some type of break here. We ladies and gentlemen, when we have another podcast today, I do have someone who is there at Nancy Guthrie's house. He's going to be going back live, and we're going to stream the live footage there and see what we can get. I'm working with someone who's there, and he told me if you want me to go anywhere, anything, just to let him know. And I'm going to let him know. As much as the knowledge we have in this case, yo, we know, guys, we put in some work. This could definitely help. Since I got everyone's address from Annie's, Nancy's, and the alleged suspects. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Netta. There's nothing. No, you look tired. I'm okay. I feel like with this case, it's just I'm going in circles. I'm going in circles right now. I don't like that. Give me a second. Let's see here. Sorry, I haven't been active, Nov. Going through so much. Steve, what's up? Oh, dude, don't even worry about it. Are you okay? I hope you're doing okay, man. Don't stress yourself out too much. You're gonna get them. See them gray hairs? See that? I got the Fantastic Four. It runs in the family. My sister, hers go like this. Mine go like this. You don't want them gray. Look at them grays. Each gray is from an ex-girl. That was Cynthia, Samantha, Roberta, Demisha, Lucretia, Savannah, Letitia, Quisha, Keisha, Jennifer, Tanya, Rebecca, Maria. Each gray hair. Just messing around. Happy Valentine's, ladies and gentlemen. This is a newer video that they did at, this is not the same video. This is a new one. It was within the same interview, but they were able to get this segment out. It's not with Harvey, by the way.
Okay, for more insight and analysis.
Please, guys, do me a big favor. Hit the like button. Hit subscribe. I would appreciate that so much. We are almost at our goal. We just need 170 more likes. I would appreciate that so much if you can. We're almost there, guys. And hit the subscribe if you like the coverage. We talk about true crime. I subscribe because of that. Oh, you're going to subscribe because of that? You won't even believe what's on my other channel.
Into this investigation, let's bring in our own Paul Morrow, Fox News contributor and former NYPD inspector. So we'll start there, Paul. You heard what Harvey said about this letter.
Love you too.
People have called him a honeypot now for these scammers, but he says, look, the federal authorities are taking these letters seriously. We don't know if we'll hear from this guy again. What do you make of all of this?
So obviously this person has positioned themselves in a way that they don't have to provide any proof of life because they're just outside of the investigation. It's all very coy and very protected. So I don't see anything here that's particularly compelling. A clever person could certainly construct this. Now, I want to be clear. That doesn't mean that there isn't something genuine there. But I just go back to what so many other commentators have said along with me, which is right now the actual reward is higher than the cost of a Bitcoin. And there'd be no pejorative in coming forward. You'd be a hero. And this nonsense about, well, I don't want to be thought of as a rat is ridiculous. As I've said on the air before, perpetrators who are in and around crime, they don't care about what they're labeled if you're offering them $100,000. So I'm skeptical of all of that.
Okay, let's pivot now to what happened overnight, this massive investigation, some kind of an operation at this house within 2 miles of Nancy Guthrie's home. They're being the sheriff's department being very cautious this morning, saying there's absolutely no one that's been arrested, absolutely no one that's been in custody. They won't even confirm whether or not the two separate scenes last night were related. How are you reading all of this morning? We know that someone could be detained for questioning, not necessarily in custody or arrested. How are you sort of like picking up on what the sheriff's putting out right now?
So there are levels of detention in federal and state police work. There's case law that kind of proscribes what you can do. And essentially, you can hold somebody. It's the famous stop, question, and frisk paradigm. You can hold somebody for a brief investigation.
Nanny, well said. Well said.
To ascertain certain
Thank you for the
things
super chat.
before it becomes an arrest. And there's a continuum. And there's no bright line there. It's always a totality of the circumstances analysis. We don't know what happened here in terms of how they got the search warrant. They had probable cause to get search warrants. We know that. So they had enough there to at least do that. But very clearly, according to the police, it never escalated to the point where they said, okay, you are in custody right now. You're not going anywhere, and you are under arrest. I'd love to see the search warrants. I think that's the great mystery in this thing. But obviously, they're not being made public. They're, I'm sure, filed under seal.
Yeah, but they're not arrested. They're detained. These individuals from yesterday, the day before. Not saying that he said that, but people are not understanding the difference between detain and arrest.
But they had to have something more than just an informant, somebody saying, hey, I think it's these guys. They must have married it to some other facts, just as they did in the earlier one. But remember something, in the earlier one, they appear to have washed him out at this point. These things happen in law enforcement, to be fair. The difference here is the tremendous scrutiny that's on this and the number of resources. I mean, there were dozens of cars out there, dozens of forensic trucks, and all kinds of personnel and tech. That is what's unusual here. You had drones up, so the visibility into it for the public is what's unusual.
But it's a good sign, right? I mean, just to see any police activity. We want to see police activity now 2 weeks later. That means that tips are coming in. We know thousands of tips are coming in, but it also means that something is catching the eye of investigators enough to where they go get a search warrant.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. I mean, that people are cooperating, they are getting stuff. And there's another subtlety, I think, here that's a good sign, which is that the task force seems to be operating in synchronicity. We all know that there are reports of some tension inside of it, and that's never helpful. It's common, but it's not helpful. Looks to me at this point like they've decided to get on the same page. They've got protocols in place. The FBI was out there with the Pima County Sheriff's Office last night. They put out a statement, the Pima County Sheriff's Office did, where they were very careful to name check the FBI to say in conjunction with our partners, et cetera, et cetera. So very clear they're all being cognizant. I'm sure word came down from above. Look, you guys got to work this out. And I'm not even just talking about Washington. I'm talking about in Tucson from the mayor's office, et cetera. You got to work this out here because the main equity, of course, is getting Nancy back. That looks to have taken place. So I'm hopeful with all of these combined resources and the public now engaged, because they're very clearly now engaging the public more than they had been. That is a lot of scrutiny in between all of this investigative muscle and tips coming in from the public, people thinking about things that maybe I should report it, maybe I shouldn't, let me just do it. At some point, you get that golden nugget.
And very quickly, I just have 30 seconds left here, Paul. I mean, you said to me yesterday, you're zooming in on the backpack. The backpack could be the key to finding and cracking this case open. Why?
They're very definitive about the backpack. They're not hedging there. In addition to the height they gave, which is a new definitive data point, between the backpack, which is relatively rare, they're going to identify some of the other items that are visible in that video. Cross-reference all of that. If you're lucky, you got credit card purchases. That's going to get you there. If it's cash, you're going to need video of the actual purchases.
Yep.
Hopefully it was done recently enough that you can synchronize all of that data and get to the one person who bought all of these things, because there's a few things in there that are relatively unique in that video.
Okay. All right, Paul Morrow, you're a godsend. Thank you for joining us and giving us your insight as we try to figure this out.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily.
Yeah, he was right about that. Spot on the interview, man. Yeah. It sounds like the only leads that they have is the elements, the glove, the backpack, the video footage, possible DNA, but nothing outside of that. That's what I was telling you guys, because what's next? Like, what's next after that? What if the DNA? What if that's it? What's next after that? Will they work on all the tips? They wasn't successful at that. It didn't work out so far, guys. Detained, let them go. Detained, let them all go. It wasn't one individual. It was a group of people. So far, it was 4 in total. 4. Nothing. 0. This shit is a mess. And then the scene contaminated. People were, they made a mistake. They said they should have left it closed off, and that they were very sure this time it's a mess. We haven't took phone calls in a long time. We need to take some phone calls. That's what we need to do. We do have a standoff, though. We do have a standoff. I knew about this standoff for about, oh, they got him already.
On the ass cheek.
Forget about it. Standoff is done.
Oh, I got y'all.
This individual was shooting at officers, and they got him already. Yeah, forget about it. Standoff over. I gotta stop. I'll be knowing about the standoffs when it comes back. I mean, when it starts from the beginning, and I get on it late intentionally.
That's what I'm saying. What color got to do with it? It could have been an Asian. It could have been a white guy. I thought it was gonna be a white guy.
Oh God, people being racist in his comments. I don't have time for racist people. That poor guy. I'm starting not to trust the sheriff. There are people that didn't trust the sheriff at the very beginning. For real.
Other questions?
Give me 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. I had a feed. Oh, where did it go? There was a... Oh, there it goes.
Joining me now is Peter Malk. He lives close to the house where the SWAT...
Yes, this is the guy. This is what I wanted to watch.
...operation in relation to the Guthrie investigation took place last night. News Nation was the only media outlet on the scene last night as this operation was being carried out. In the beginning, Peter, thank you so much for joining us. I mean, incredible perspective that you're bringing us this morning. What happened last night?
It was early in the evening. I think it was about 6:30, 7 o'clock, and we started getting some text messages from our neighbors and our kids saying that they couldn't get in our street. It was blocked off, a lot of police activity. And then we looked out our window at our front door, and we saw an amazing amount of police activity, lights. I went outside, and I saw the SWAT team, bomb squad vehicle drive by my house. Just a lot of police presence all evening into the night.
How scary.
So it was pretty scary because we live in a very, very, very quiet neighborhood. It's very dark, as you've heard.
We do have an update. We do have an update. Lock in.
On in the
small
foothills, extremely dark and just very quiet. So,
did you
yeah,
know right away, Peter? Did they tell you right away that this was related to the Nancy Guthrie investigation? Did you assume that?
I assumed it. We put it together pretty quickly. I did ask the police officer, and he couldn't really elaborate on it, but we knew what was going on, especially when you saw the bomb squad vehicle drive right by. Yeah.
I think that we have some footage that you shared with us. I don't know if we can put that up or if that's what we're looking at. I think we're looking at Brian Enton's video feed that we had last night, and then we've got here's from your perspective. I can't imagine walking out and seeing this. This is wild, Peter. What can you tell us about the neighborhood? You say that it's very quiet and it looks very nice behind you. I mean, you must be so surprised, you and all of your neighbors, that your neighborhood would be caught up in a situation like this. You don't live, right next to Nancy Guthrie, but you're close by. What do you think happened
No, we
here?
live about 2 miles away. We live 2 miles away. We live pretty close. We live in the area of Tucson that's considered the Catalina foothills. And I was just amazed at what was going on because it's literally in our backyard. For something like this to happen, it's just something that you see other places. You don't see it here, and it's really hit home. It's really close, and we just hope that this gets resolved. With this case. Like I've told other reporters, it's just it's been going on for 2 weeks. Today's the second full week, the day of the second full week. So. It's just been going on and on and on. And, the people in Tucson, it's a small community. People stick together. People watch out for each other, as most small communities do. So it's pretty tight around here.
Peter, I don't know if you can you tell us anything about this house that was raided last night, where we saw the SWAT operations and we saw a man and woman come out? You know, I know it's kind of personal information, but is there anything that you could share?
It's a very, very lovely neighborhood, really nice, quiet street. It's a really nice house. We've never seen anything come out of that house. I think we do know maybe the person that lives there, and everyone keeps to themselves. So to hear this is like, you know, it's just really, it's out of the ordinary, put it that way.
Yeah. So you're there right now. Daylight is there with you now. The sun has come up. Tell us what the scene is like. Is all the SWAT activity gone? Are people out walking their dogs talking about
Everyone's gone.
what just happened?
Well, you know, you wake up and it was raining last night, and when it rains, you know, the next day it clears out, and it's really cold right now. It's about 45 degrees, you know, and there's nobody here. There's a few cars driving by, but all the police are gone. You know, I thought I'd wake up and I'd see something here, but, you know, they were probably here. I went to sleep around 12 o'clock, and there was a lot of cops here last night.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our News Nation app right now on
Chat, give me 1 second. I'm going to work on a Discord. I think I want to take some calls from you guys, because it looks like everyone has an opinion on this. And I would love to hear your opinion. I would love to. Old news, CMP. Welcome to the podcast. How you doing, CMP? How you doing? Was you here before I played the video? I don't think so. Have a good day. I'm listening in my ear. Nice. Agree. Oh, wait. There was a super chat. Give me 1 second. Daily Mail reported Savannah Guthrie reporter told the investigated the abduction of her mother that she doesn't need. I did see the Daily Mail on that. I was trying to find other articles on that about what the Daily Mail said on that, but I couldn't. I'm not saying I don't believe them. You know, they do post good information, but I wanted to be, you know, resourceful. I wanted to be very resourceful on this. I heard about that. I also heard about the Megyn Kelly one. I heard about that it was being held up. I have the article. Let me show you. It was this one, and I had this one as well. Last night, detainees were cooperative. That's good to hear. That's good to hear. FBI update about Nancy Guthrie investigation being held up because they were waiting for test results from blundering sheriff's office. Ooh, that's a bold. This is a bold word. Ooh, that's bold. To put this is bold. Ooh, a lot of pressure. A lot of pressure, ladies and gentlemen. Flo Joe, good to see you, by the way. Thank you for the super chat. But context is key. It always is, Brandon. Federal Bureau of Investigation officials probing the kidnapping of Nancy cannot provide an update to the public because they're still awaiting test results from Pima County Sheriff's Office, multiple sources say. Fox, AZM family both reported that FBI officials are keen to explain raids on Friday night that saw a house in Tucson, Arizona, targeted by a SWAT team while its agents performed a traffic stop on a nearby car. But they have been prevented from doing so because Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos has yet to supply them with lab results. Earlier this week, I'm going to be honest with you. They still never really, the FBI wasn't even clear at the beginning with Carlos. So this is not fully, I'm not going to, nah, they could have explained a lot before. They didn't do that. I'm not going to put full blame on sheriffs. I don't think 100% is on Chris Nanos. Nah. Let's not do that here. Nah, I don't believe that. Yes, they fumbled at the beginning. They fucked up a lot. Probably majority, of course. But they could literally give us an update on the things before that. They didn't do that. So let's not. Yo, what the fuck is going? This is so unprofessional. What is going on with both agencies just pointing fingers and blaming each other? This should not be happening. I'm going to keep it real. This is not all the sheriffs. It is, like I would say about, I'm giving a rough estimate, 70%, 60 to 70. The FBI can literally hold the presser on their own. They don't need they don't need approval. They don't need none of that. On what they did, they are joint as of yesterday. That was posted by the sheriffs. But you can literally tell us what happened prior on what you found. You found the cameras. Tell us about that. Tell us about Nancy's vehicle. Tell us about that. Sheriff's probe, they did theirs. What about FBI? Let's keep it real now. Let's not do this. Put 100% blame here. 100% blame. Take accountability. Now, the pointy thing is at sheriffs, which I'm going to be honest, Chris Nanos, you need to do better. Because if I'm going to be getting on the FBI, I'm be getting up the sheriffs. What the heck you mean? You sent this DNA samples to a private lab in Florida. You did that. What's going on? You did that rather than fucking Virginia. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? Let me tell you something, Chris Nanos. Let me Sheriff's Department. Let me tell you something right now. You are solely responsible for not only the delay and how slow you are in this case, but you have rapidly, this is going to be our contradiction, you have rapidly pulled back this case slowly. It's disgusting. You also responsible, the sheriff's department. How the fuck? Why would you do that? You can't beat that forensic facility in Virginia. You cannot beat that. That is the absolute best in the world. I mean, not in the world, in the country. Excuse me. Turbo, thank you so much for the 2 super chat. I appreciate that so much. Nanos was once under investigation. Rescue Me gave me that information. It's the media, no, trying to stir the pot. You know what? You're probably right, Skylar. You're probably right about that. Turbo, thank you again. I appreciate that. All this footage, tips, ransom notes, people being detained, search parties, but we're in the fuck is Nance? I'm with you. Slim, look at this comment. Look at this comment. This is what I all of this. And we got 2 agencies pointing at each other. Nothing. No turn up. Slim Goddess, I expect more comments like this from you. I see you've been paying attention. Well said. Where's Nancy? And let me tell you something. I'm not here, I'm going to say it again, to talk shit about both of these agencies. But listen, I have been literally studying this case for hours. And I have been seeing no transparency. Nothing. I've called out the FBI. What the fuck are y'all doing? There's nothing. But I'm not going to only talk about the FBI because they came late. It's not truly all their fault. Yes, they're not talking. Yes, they're saying, well, it's the sheriffs. Okay, if you're complaining about that, why don't you tell us then? They haven't done that. Nothing. He didn't say anything. But it's also the sheriffs. You guys held them back. You didn't take this serious at the beginning, by the way. Don't think I don't know about that. February 1st, you didn't take this serious. You did not take this serious. I dare somebody quote me out on that. I dare somebody in the chat or anyone in the sheriff's department call me out on that. Well, you don't know. Yes, I do know that because you turned up late. You was late. You were late to put out anything the next day. That's why the ransom note got produced probably February 2nd, if it isn't tied to this. I read all that February 1st. When you put this was not taken serious until February, 2nd, when that ransom note was even there. Get out of here. Get out of here with that. Come on. Let's be real to the public. Maybe if you were transparent, we will take you seriously. But now, not only that you're coming up short with information, not only are you coming up short with Nancy herself, this poor lady, now you don't want to talk to the public. Look what you put out on Twitter. Look what you did. Look what you said on Twitter, because you're deleting an investigation. So you're going to uphold more responsibility. You need to be sharing information, because there was a problem with that earlier, by the way. I read on that before I got back when I got banned. But Chris Nanos made it clear. It was a report. He said, he was like, that's not true. You know, he said that was not true. So I'm not going to sit here and shit if he said that. You know, you probably say, no, you can't take his word on that. I get that. But at the same, I mean, they can lie, but we got to be careful. I don't want to, you know, give out any false information. I want to be correct here. Look what he put. Look. Check this out. Look at this. Look at this. Take a look. Look at this. Look at this. Chat. Take a look at this. If anybody can call it out, what's missing here? What's missing here? I'll wait. I'll wait for the chat. First time donating. Oh, where you at? Wait. Oh, snap. I missed it. Oh, I missed the super chat. No, it was your first time too. No. Ash, I'm so sorry. Ash with the $4.99 says, first time donating. Love the stream and your coverage. I'm donating to because I want to see if my name right. If I say your name right. Okay, let's see. Ashwak. Ashwak. It's Alaskan native name. You're Native American? Are you Native American? Ashwaka. Wait. Ashwak. Tell me if I said it right. Let me know in the comments, please. I might lose your comment, though. Somebody said it. No update. There you go. You said it. Yep. You see this? They were quick to post this to diminish any false rumors, which is great. I'm glad they did this. You should always do that. But if you can do this so quickly, why can't you say other things in any other updates? But you're quick to what? To say no law enforcement activities surrounding area belong to a former county attorney? What? And then you say, and then you say this. Because this is a joint investigation at the request of the FBI. At the request of the FBI. This is a joint operation. So what happened to the forthcoming information? There is no press briefing scheduled for tonight regarding the Nancy Guthrie investigation. A written statement is forthcoming. My man, Harvey from TMZ, is putting out more information than you. It was perfect the second time. Ashwak. Got you. Ashwak. It's okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. You're so good. You're so good. It's okay. I hope I said it right. Ashwak. Said that last time. Yeah, man. Yeah. I just wish that they got involved, FBI more early, because telling by him, he said it was at their request. So, at the request of the FBI, someone wants to crack this case. You want status. That's what you want. Agency, you guys want status. Can we look at it for what it is for a second, ladies and gentlemen? They want to be the ones to get this and take that credit. I'm going to stand on that. I'm going to stand on that. Fuck your status and fuck your credit. I care about Nancy Guthrie. That's who I care about. That's who I care about. That's who I care about. I don't care about anything else. What do you think I'm doing this for hours of every day of my friggin' entire month? Well, it's going to be a month. I feel like this is just never going to be an end. We've been talking about this since the first. We're halfway to the month. We're halfway done. Half of the month. We have 14. Oh my gosh. That's my focus right now. It's helping a family. Just like I would do for any of my followers, any of my viewers. I would do the same exact thing. Care about fucking status. Fuck your status. Help this lady. Help this lady. Didn't the last presser you said, we believe Nancy Guthrie is still alive? If you truly believe that, I think that you would have had some type of progress here. You know that time is against you. And statistically speaking, like I said yesterday, every day that passes, you know what? And I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that. A AZ family also reported the wait. It is unclear whether the results are those from the Friday's night operation or from testing performed earlier this week. A TV station said the results the FBI are waiting for should come back on Saturday. It's Saturday. It is unclear how much longer after that it will take for the public briefing to take place. And with Nancy's Today Star daughter, Savannah, and her two siblings have been giving information still being withheld from the public. Nancy, 84, vanished from her $1 million home in the early hours of February 1st. Investigators are now on day 14 of the search. And nothing yet. Nano said Friday's night law enforcement activity near Nancy's home was focused on tracking down leads. No arrest, he told Nation's Brian Enton on Saturday morning, and no sign of Nancy. He also denied a claim about a local NBC-affiliated KVOA that someone shot them pew, pew, pew in the head while being detained at a Tucson house. The Pima County Sheriff's Department later confirmed that a federal court ordered a search warrant that had been executed in connection of her disappearance. The warrant was based on a lead we received, end quote, law enforcement said, and no arrests were made. Police said the search happened at a residence near the Orange Grove Road and North First Avenue, but did not immediately provide more details. Late night, the Sheriff's Department claimed that was due to federal authorities involved in the raid because this is a joint investigation at the request of the FBI. That's what the department wrote. The traffic stop that also took place during the operation resulted in one person being questioned with their Range Rover Sport loaded onto a flatbed truck for examination. There's no details on that also. Hold on real quick, she said. I want information on the family. I want to get their opinion on this. I know they're frustrated. They are frustrated. Amy with the half of the honey bun. Amy, thank you so much. Amy says, this would have had a totally different outcome if the sheriff had called the FBI from the beginning. This is too high profile for them to attempt to handle what was about to happen. Hold on. I am so sorry. I don't know where that came from. I also think the second glove had nothing. Or a nothing burger. Am I missing something here? Did I miss a segment that I... Wait a minute. Hold on real quick. I thought there was one. Did I miss a small little piece of information, guys? Was there a second glove? I thought there was one. That was not at Nancy Guthrie's house. It was down the road. It was 1 point something mile. It was something like that. I thought there was only one. I didn't know there was a second one. They found a glove and they... Hold on real quick. Did I miss that information? Second, one found away from the home. Yeah, that's what I read. I don't think there was a second. I may be incorrect. That's okay. It was 1.4 miles or something like that. I read the full report when I did my research before streaming the next day, which was yesterday. CBS, NBC, Post, they put a statement out on that, but I didn't hear about a second glove. I even put that on my map. One in her house. Where did you guys get that information? Let me, guys, share any links of information on that. Please let me know if I missed that, but I didn't hear or see anything about that. Let me know there was a second one. Thank you so much, Amy. It's okay, Amy. You're trying to help. Don't even worry about it. You are so fine. Don't worry about it. This is what we do in Novesity. We come together and, we debunk. We see what's up. Don't trip. Not two found around the same time. I did my full report on it. It's in my laptop. The glove that was found was a black nitrile glove, not used from a doctor, more of a mechanic work. Mechanics use those gloves, and you can get that easily. It's in my notes. I track that. I try to get as much information as I can about the glove, even the sizing. 5'9", 5'10". It could look like medium to large set of gloves, but one was found. The glove that was found was yeah, one. That's what I have, right? Dragonoids, thank you so much for the super chat. This has way too far to sue the police department. They're taking their sweet Dragonoids. I appreciate the super chat. Yeah, there was a second glove found. Let me do my research. Hold on real quick. Wait, why did they put... Hold on. Wait, what? What is this? Everybody, let's listen real quick.
Here, as we are just past the top of the hour, take a look. Of course, we do have the latest developments on the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie.
This would be perfect if they held a press conference. We would know.
Mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah Guthrie. As we near the 2-week mark of Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, Fox News Digital now reporting another glove was found inside of her Tucson area home. Fox News Digital's Michael Ruiz reporting friction between the Pima County Sheriff's Office and the FBI.
Wait a minute, bro. Hold on. Wait a minute. Yo, hold on. Wait, hold on. Wait a minute. Hold on. I have a hard time believing the sheriff. I hope I am wrong, but I think that he is covering his behind. You think so, Kristen? No, sent you a Fox video. But wait, is this was debunked though? That's old info. We know that. We're going back to see about the glove also found. We are aware of this. We're just trying to get the story correct. But was this debunked? Hold on real quick. This shit is blowing my mind. This case. Thank you so much, Julie. I appreciate you. It's been debunked. Okay. Guys, don't get upset, or this is what we do in the channel. It's not about, no name calling. Some people get it wrong, or, but in this channel, I do things different. Like that's what I'm telling you. Like, you have to understand, like, this channel is about literally confronting the information to establish a fact. That's what I'm doing right now. Fox just said that there was a glove inside, right? Let's listen in.
As he says Sheriff Chris Nanos sent that glove to a private lab in Florida rather than to the FBI's lab in Quantico. That means the FBI, as he says Sheriff Chris Nanos, sent that glove to a private lab in Florida.
The second glove was that DNA?
Rather than to the
that was
FBI's lab in Quantico. That means the FBI will likely have to retest it themselves, adding time to this process. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, appearing on Fox News Channel earlier today, was asked about that situation.
If the friction indeed exists between the FBI and locals, is there anything the president could do to try to get the FBI in front, or is that just something out of his jurisdiction?
Well, look, the FBI, in order to take over the investigation, would, of course, need the local authorities to hand it over to them. And I spoke with Director Patel late last night, and he assured me the FBI has been on the ground. In fact, Director Patel himself was on the ground in Arizona this week, and that we are offering the full resources and weight.
Okay, I see what's happening right now. Hold on. Here's the confusion. Okay. You guys are not going to believe what I just read. Everyone, listen to this. Listen to this. No one in this whole chat, no one's at fault. Listen to this. Lock in. Listen, get ready, get ready. Law enforcement confirmed that several gloves were recovered during the investigation. Not just one. These items have been submitted for forensic analysis, including DNA testing. The gloves found were not reported as being inside Nancy Guthrie's home or directly on the property where she was last seen. The gloves the closet gloves, excuse me, oh my gosh, no, get it together. The closest gloves were located approximately 2 miles from her residence, 1.9-ish. But that was reported by people. Listen to this. Reports circulated in some media outlets that a second glove or even a set of gloves was found after the initial discovery near the road. Some outlets specifically said a few hours later, another glove or gloves were being processed. Hold on, listen to this. Official statements from Pima County Sheriff's Department have emphasized that several gloves were found as part of the investigation search, but they were not detailed exactly how many distinct gloves or glove pieces have been recovered. That's why you're getting confused. I'm not way behind. That's why you're getting confused. That's why no one should be fighting in this chat. It is not your fault. It is not your fault. Watch this. Ongoing forensic work. All gloves recovered are being analyzed for fingerprints and DNA to see whether to help to identify a suspect, right? But listen to this. Yes, more than one glove has been found in the investigation, and some reports refer to what could be considered a second glove, but officials have been deliberately vague about exact accounts, describing instead that multiple gloves have been collected. That's why this is confused. That's why. This is what the media should be doing. It's what I'm saying. No one is saying this because this is why confusion leads to misinformation. Media, you need to be saying this. This is what you need to be saying, is that people are reporting different things because the sheriff's department is not making things clear. That's why. That's what I just told you why now. One glove here, one glove in a house, no gloves in the house, another set of gloves found. Come on now. Take this information as you will. What I can tell you to confirm that there was a glove found. A second one, not confirmed. Multiple gloves, not confirmed. Different sites indicated People, EW, Parade, Fox reported different things. This is why yo, bro. I feel so bad for everyone, man. The public, I really do feel bad for y'all, bro, because y'all, and you know what's so crazy? People, y'all watch what y'all want to watch. Like, I get that. Like, you only, there's some of y'all that only trust a specific sites, outlets. I don't fully blame you for that. I'm going to recommend you something, and I hope you could adhere to my message. Listen to all outlets. Just, even if you don't believe in them. So get that out your head. Get that out your heart. Listen to all. And if you see that people are they're contradicting, that means that the information given to the public is vague. It's not your fault. It's the sheriff's department. You're not telling us anything. Maybe we'll know how many gloves, but also media is also responsible. They need to clear it up. This was found here, but you heard it from who? If you heard that, did you say how many gloves? You need to say that. You're only telling us a piece of the puzzle. But what about the other glove? Where inside or out? Is it the same? Is it one could be left-handed? What about the other glove? Is that right-handed? That would be a pair, wouldn't it? You understand what I'm saying? I'm tired of it's too vague. Too vague. Gosh. I see it now. I see the confusion. That's too many. Someone's trying to throw us off. Slim, at this point, I don't even know what to believe because the information that's being provided me to the public, they're confusing me. I have to deal with the kidnapper, but also the media. I have to. There's a front lineman. There's a lineman. Bro, the information given is either too little or too vague. I'm tired of it. At the end of the day, Nancy is still missing. Click your like button. You better tell him, Amy. You're obsessed with this dumb case? I don't want to respond to that comment. I can see why your name is Cranky. You seem cranky, but okay. Why would the guy throw out the windows? You got me. This case has my head. Yeah, mine also. Mine also. Thank you for the 20. Amy, dude, that's like almost a honey bun. I appreciate you, Amy. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I rather right now this case is so confusing to the point that I'm about to watch a damn protest
of the federal government to help local authorities bringing this case to an end to bring Nancy Guthrie home. President Trump immediately offered that when this case was first heard about, when this news broke, and our hearts break every day that this goes on.
Guys, do me a favor. You guys are posting links on general chat. In the rules, it explicitly say Rule 7. It says post. Like, let me just show you what's happening right now. I need to call this out, but I'm trying to be nice, guys. You're posting links inside general chat. You see how it's just not working out? The links are, there's nothing here. And these are all going to be deleted. It's easy, guys. Scroll down and go to Nancy Guthrie. You see where it says Nancy Guthrie? It'll all show. Look, everything. This would be valid links. You see this? Post it here, please. Post it here so it can be organized. This is not organized. This is messy. Nothing showing. There's no information about it. From the bottom of my heart, please, guys, I would appreciate it if you can post your links. Just be organized so we can know where it's at. It says links only. You see, links only. Post it there. Nancy Guthrie's right here. Click, boom. It also has ICE raids, Celeste Rivas, the Diddy trial, the Sebastian Rogers. I deleted most of them because they're timed out. Please post your links here. General chat is just for chatting. I would appreciate that so much, guys. Thank you. I updated that Discord so we could be organized, methodical, and tactful, and I want to keep it that way so we can always know when to come back. It's messy when it's out of place. So when you post a link, somebody tomorrow won't know where you posted the link because it shoots all the way up in general chat. You get me? Let's be organized, please.
And again, the FBI is on the ground wanting to assist in any way that they can, and they have. You saw last night, Director Patel and the FBI released...
Yes, I did ask for links earlier, but if you could put that in the Nancy Guthrie section, it's at the bottom. I would appreciate that. It would mean the world to me. I'm just asking so kindly, please.
Additional information and photo evidence. They have also upped the reward for anyone who comes forward with the suspect. And of course, they have the FBI tip line, which they are actively working to work through any credible tips that can lead to a closure in this horrific case.
Caroline, I know the president spoke with Savannah Guthrie. I think it was last week. And we were just curious, has he talked to her since? And how is she doing? I know she's heartbroken, obviously, but what was that conversation like?
It was, of course, a very sad and solemn conversation for the president, but of course for Savannah as well. It was an important call for the president to make, and he made it right away upon learning of Nancy's disappearance. And in that phone call, he assured Savannah and the Guthrie family that, again, the White House and the entire Trump administration, including and especially the FBI, are on the ground to help local authorities in any way possible to bring Nancy home.
Hold on, let's get to this information real quick. Pima County Sheriff Nano says to expect police activity every day and give more details about last night's massive Guthrie police SWAT activity. Nanos tells Fox the person detained in the traffic stop last night outside Culver's, which we believed involved the gray Range Rover. Excuse me, I'm sneezing. Give me a second. Hold on. Excuse me. Was a person of interest who was hold on. Oh God. Yeah. It comes when I unmute the mic. Regardless, any other detainees. I'm guessing, oh gosh. I'm so sorry. Pardon me. I apologize heavily. Thank you. Quote, I'm guessing anyone at the residence was, quote, detained, end quote, within quote, but that is standard procedure to allow investigators searching a search warrant freedom to conduct their search. I was not at the scene, but I'm sure people were detained, but no one was arrested. Or more importantly, no sign of Nancy was found. Come on!
I'm so sorry.
Get it together, Nove. Looking ahead, quote, every day moving forward, there will be a lot of police activity throughout the community. As to what level of activity that is depends on what lead and they chase and how it develops. Continuing, these leads start in the command posts and move to the field as needed. That is one reason you're seeing activity build up as the day goes on. That can ultimately lead to a search warrant looking for Nancy. Again, it is proper procedure, but to come up with nothing back to back to back, there's nothing there. Let's not again, don't sugarcoat nothing, please. What was that SpongeBob meme? Can somebody please send me that, please? Please send me that meme. Please, I beg you. You know what? That's gonna be a new Novesity thing. Oh, people are posting inside Nancy Guthrie. Nice on Discord. See, we can see it. We can read it. Love it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. I'm glad I got the whole glove situation figured out. Thank you guys for saying bless you. I appreciate that. I'm actually glad because that was so confusing. One glove, then another one's found. It's just the inconsistency. That's what it is. It's just us. They're being very vague here, and it's causing confusion. It is. It's causing massive confusion. All right, let's look at this update.
We will let you know if we hear anything more from the sheriff or if a press conference is called at any point. We'll let you know as soon as we know the timing of that. Also, if you have any questions about the Guthrie investigation, feel free to scan that QR code on your screen. It's going to take you to a landing page where you can click on the right? Basically, here's how things stand now. No arrests and really still no full interview with authorities about what happened last night. So initially, your reaction to four people total being taken into custody, but really no arrests, and the investigation continues into its second week. Your thoughts on this Saturday, Jamie?
I mean, you and I sit there and watched it play out in the wee hours of the morning, Austin. So, Fox Network and Fox Digital reported continuously that they had individuals detained. We just didn't know the number until today. So, we spoke about that. You've had some experts on the show today that spoke about it. All that telegraphs to me is that search warrant was validated by a judge. They went in and conducted that search of that residence. And, it's not uncommon to go and execute a search warrant and detain the people inside of whatever building you're going to search for officer safety reasons. So not a great surprise. I mean, I certainly would have liked to heard an arrest in the Nancy Guthrie case. But, Austin, I think it shows me and it telegraphs they're moving this case forward. We just listened to the sheriff. He had some very valid points. And ironically, the sheriff thinks Nancy Guthrie possibly could still be alive. So I think that's huge, given what the sheriff knows on the inside.
It's impossible for us to answer the question I'm about to ask you in totality. But in general, when you got a case like this and you're keeping a lot of information close to your chest, how much is being shared with the media and how much isn't being shared with the media? And by the way, most of the information that we're getting is coming through unofficial channels, coming from unnamed law enforcement sources that are speaking to the media. It's not really coming through official channels from a public information office or something like that. How much a piece of the pie, investigation-wise, are we actually hearing?
I think we're hearing exactly what us to hear. And, the sheriff is being very measured. Go back and look at the cases that the FBI has been involved in the past. The FBI doesn't make statements. They go out and investigate the crime. Once that crime is brought to justice and prosecution, they may give a statement through the U.S. Attorney's Office. So I think the sheriff is measured. I think it's a strategy. I think it's a good strategy. Here's why. millions of people are sitting on the edge of their seat watching this case unfold, right? So what that creates is chatter. We just saw the reward monies up to $100,000 in this case, Austin. So that's huge. But they're doing this as a tactic, and certainly whatever occurred last night at that house, that's huge in my opinion, because we haven't heard the exact reason, but it certainly telegraphs they are moving the ball forward and getting closer to perhaps who's behind this.
So we have been pretty much looking for images like this, and it was right after you got off the air with us last night that we saw the sheriff take out this tarp. And what could be the rationale behind them wanting to shield the media from whatever they are doing in the back of this Range Rover here?
Quite candidly, media. And, not media in particular, but media is very vested in this case. They're the eyes of the people.
You guys don't know, yes, someone did pew-pew themselves. They did pew-pew themselves. That's very true. But again, we don't know if it has any connection to the case. People were saying that it was. Again, we haven't heard any confirmation on that. But that did happen, correct. It did. We covered that. Thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you. But yes, you are correct. Cash, you are. Hold on, chat. Give me 1 second. Hey guys, damn, I don't want to do this. Oh, they have a segment at 8 o'clock. I forgot. It was Saturday, 8 o'clock. Oh, man. Damn, chat. It's a segment at 8 o'clock. I forgot about that. I forgot. Yeah, this segment.
Spotlight since 2007 when she was accused of murdering her roommate in Italy. And for years, she fought to clear her name. But she was ultimately exonerated. So I asked her, with everything going on right now, what is it like to go through an ordeal in the public eye? And what may it be like for the Guthrie family?
Their worst nightmare is playing out in a very public way, and it's one that they have so little control of. Like, I think the thing that I am really empathizing with for them right now is their just deep helplessness. Like, they don't know where their mother is and if she's okay and who the people who did this and why. Like, it's just everything about it is so deeply personal and painful, and they are so helpless in this moment. And all of us are watching it happen, and that puts a lot of pressure on them to perform their grief and to do the right things so that their mother is safe. And there are no right answers. And so I truly feel for them, and I hope that they know that yes, there is a lot of attention on them right now, but a lot of people are just concerned for their sake and are rooting for them.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and down.
I didn't even think about that, like what they're going through, like how this is all just completely public, like so much into their affairs. It's kind of like I did think about that, but like not in a way where it's like, I can't imagine what her DMs are saying now after, all this whole ordeal. Wait, something Wait, what? Wait, what the frick is going on? This is breaking news. Let me see. Yeah, this is new. Wait, this article just dropped. Hold on real quick. Hold on, wait. Neighbor of house that was raided at Nancy Guthrie's. Cops reveals who lives there and says woman who owns it was banned from going inside. The neighbor of the house raided by law enforcement searching for Nancy Guthrie said the woman who lives there was barred from going inside while a federal search warrant was carried out. What? David Curl said the homeowner was forced to spend the night at his house after police told her she could not be inside while investigators were also inside. Girl said that the neighbor claimed she had no idea what they were asking about. He also revealed that the woman's adult son had been questioned, later released on Friday night. The house of Tucson was raided in Pima County Sheriff's SWAT team. We know about this. Okay, this is recycled. Neighbor of the house raided by Nancy Guthrie. Cops revealed that she lived there and said the woman was banned. A neighbor of the house. Okay, this is just repeating shit. Her owner was not allowed to remain inside during the search. David, who lived there for 30 years, had just returned from vacation when a sheriff's deputy arrived at his door with the woman who lives next door. Guys, is this I don't even know if that's legal. Is that legal? Can they do, like, you got to get out of your own home? Is this true? She was barred from staying inside during the search and instead spend the night. She has, I don't even know if that's legal. I don't know. I never heard of that. She has no idea what they were asking about. Curl said and her neighbor, she had no information about the disappearance of any idea why they were focusing on their house. The woman later told Curl that her adult son had been questioned by the investigators and released. He was now friends, although no additional information. I know they can go in. I gotta see something. Prevent you from entering the home if they had reason to believe that you might destroy evidence. The restriction is genuinely temporary, lasting only while the warrant is being actively executed. Has ruled that the police may temporarily block a person from entering their home if they have probable cause to believe evidence is inside, and that delaying to get. Oh, they better have probable cause. They better have that shit. Consequences of refusing. If you while they can secure the scene, police cannot arbitrarily lock you out of your home indefinitely without probable legal authority. Not a fan of this. Ugh. They need probable cause to apply for a warrant. Reasoning. That is crazy, bro. I thought it was like a. She spent the night at someone else's home. Ugh. Illinois versus MacArthur, 2001. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't give a fuck if it's the law. I don't like it. And you can sit there and say, no, you don't have to like it. It's true. I don't have to. I just read it. They can do that. Limited entry. They can do that. That doesn't mean I have to. I don't agree with it. That's wild, bro. Someone locking me out of my own home that I bought. Like, I get it. They have to. I don't know, man. And then just to end it, to them finding nothing. Oh, I don't know, man. Not a fan of it. Not a fan of it. That's some crazy shit. I can see the uproar on it. I can see it. I can see how they made an article. The neighbor didn't even like it for her. She didn't like it. The kid didn't like it. I can see it. I can see it now. But the truth is, I'm reading it. They can do that. I read it how this was established by the Supreme Court, Illinois versus MacArthur, 2001. I see it. I see the consequences and the limited entry, the duration, and securing of the scene. They have to have a reason. They have to have the articulate suspicion of it can destroy evidence with your presence being there. They have to have reasonable belief. I still don't like it. I don't give a fuck. I'm a family man. Like I am, like, you know what I'm saying? I'm so strict with my home. I'm strict with my wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro. I'm so fucking strict with that shit. Like, I'm like, my wife is like my that's like my palace. You ain't touching that. You ain't telling her what to do. This is my home. Fuck off, bro. Fuck that. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I do understand though. Like they have to, like, what if these individuals could be related to the case? They have to find out. They have to. I do understand that. I do. But the whole spending the night, like get the heck out of the house for a whole day. Yo, that's wild. I don't think it was the whole time. I don't think it was the whole time though. You know what I'm saying? I do understand both ends though. I'm not here trying to fuck the police. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to do that. They have a job to do. I do understand. I do. But at the same time, damn. No one's fucking with my wife, bro. I'm so strict with that shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nah. Kicking my wife out her own house? Nah. I'm fighting everybody, bro. I can't. Yeah, y'all don't know me, bro. Yes, I just researched it. You are married? No, I'm saying hypothetically speaking. Probable cause was found. Correct. And that needs to be also shown if they plan to go to court. You do know that, right? I literally just read it. Yeah, Slim, thank you. You understand how I'm in conflict right now. Yes, it's definitely invasion of privacy, but it also concerns a life. Boom. You can see how I'm like, oh, I'm bumping heads. I agree. Like, I see it. Like, I see it. I respect what you are saying, but this is a very serious case. It could be any case. It could be as serious as it wants. You know, Friday. I'm not fully against it, but I'm not fully on board with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it real. I'm keeping it real, bro. You know, I do understand. I understand. It doesn't matter. My opinion really doesn't matter. It's not gonna change that case, is it? It's not gonna change anything. You know what I'm saying? They got to do their job. So it is what it is. It is what it is. It is what it is.
Night, a glimmer of hope that the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie was at a turning point, a dramatic traffic stop, and a home raided by SWAT team members. Another man detained and released. No arrests, according to the sheriff. So
what happened? Big favor. If you are brand new to the podcast, I would appreciate it if you can hit that like button, hit subscribe. We cover true crime, trending topics, and breaking live coverage. Double check if you liked and you are subscribed. That just means follow. I would appreciate that so much.
Happens now as concern grows about whether the person seen on Nancy's front steps on February 1st will ever be found, and Nancy will ever be brought home.
They didn't break the law, Chevy. What do you talk about? Don't break the law, and they won't need a warrant. They didn't. These people, what? They didn't break the law. We don't even know. They were released. That's, you know what I'm saying? Just like what happened with Carlos. Nothing was broken.
Presented by Law and Crime, I'm Chris Stewart. "14 days later, and we still don't know where Nancy Guthrie is or who took her in the middle of the night from her home back on February 1st. Now, there was a lot of activity that we need to talk about that happened last night, specifically at a home 2 miles, roughly, from Nancy Guthrie's house. Also, there was a dramatic traffic stop that was allegedly related to the search for Nancy Guthrie. And these are pictures of investigators.
Who is saying I'm married? I am not married. Where are you guys getting this information? Who spread this?
FBI and sheriff's deputies going through a vehicle that they pulled over in a traffic stop. The car was pulled over at a Culver's fast food restaurant. It's unclear why that vehicle was targeted. Now, the other activity with law enforcement happened at a home. The New York Times says the home, again, about 2 miles from Nancy Guthrie's house, it's in what's considered an upscale neighborhood, according to the New York Times. A woman lives there with her adult son. And this is according to a neighbor who spoke to the outlet. Now, the woman reportedly declined to comment to the media outlet. The Pima County Sheriff says that the reason that the SWAT team went to that home was because of a tip they received, and it was a federal court-ordered search warrant that was executed at that house. According to the sheriff, one man was detained and questioned, then released. No one was arrested. Now, it is unclear what the FBI took from the home, and it is possible that they are still following leads based on what took place and what they found inside the house. It's important to remember that with a search warrant, you have to provide evidence to a judge who looks and says, okay, this is something where I believe you can go into someone's house and take property out of it. So you look at that and you have to believe that law enforcement had at least something that pointed them in the direction of this house. But remember, earlier in the week, they did a raid at a home near the U.S.-Mexico border, about an hour from Tucson. You remember that man, Carlos, a DoorDash delivery driver. He's pulled over, he's detained, and he's questioned, but then he's released by law enforcement. And according to the sheriff of Pima County, Carlos's alibi seems to check out. So it doesn't seem like he was involved in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie.
I feel so bad for this man, bro.
Released.
I feel so bad for him. Like, it's not even funny, bro. Did y'all read you know what? Never mind. Forget about it. I feel so bad, bro.
By law enforcement. And according to the sheriff of Pima County, Carlos's alibi seems to check out. So it doesn't seem like he was involved in the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. Now, Friday night's raid happened hours after a major piece of information was confirmed by the Pima County sheriff that DNA, other than Nancy Guthrie's, was found inside the home. Now, it's unclear if that DNA belongs to the masked man seen outside of her home around the time that she was kidnapped. And it's important to remember that it very well could just be the DNA of someone who was inside her house, maybe a friend, maybe someone who worked at the home to help her. We know that hired help like gardeners have been asked to provide DNA samples. Now, speaking of...
He hasn't been ruled out. That's true, but he was cleared. So far, he's cleared. They find no ties, and his alibi checked out. I read the articles before I did a podcast yesterday. Before I even knew about this, I was on the same page. I'm like, okay, they better vet him. They better check him out. And they did. They did, and they went to what happened yesterday, the new raid. No one is, you have to understand, no one is ruled out. Not even Savannah. You guys do know that, right? Not even Savannah. No one is ruled out. No one is ruled out. No one.
Nancy Guthrie's house. We have to talk about a very bizarre scene that played out yesterday at her home. This is on Friday, and this is a picture of a pool cleaning company that came to Nancy Guthrie's house and cleaned the pool in her backyard. Now, this raised some questions, raised some eyebrows, considering Nancy Guthrie's house is a crime scene. The Pima County Sheriff said that the Guthrie family requested someone come and service the pool. Now, in an interview with Fox News, the sheriff addressed reports that a member of the Guthrie family may be a suspect in the case. We have heard that.
What?
Service the pool. Now, in an interview with Fox News, the sheriff addressed reports that a member of the Guthrie family may be a suspect in the case. We have heard that from the early days of this investigation.
Use the words maybe? Maybe? I didn't hear him say maybe. I heard him say it could be. I got to find that video. I need this video. This video right here.
Fox News.
Hold on. Let me know if anyone got this video.
The sheriff addressed reports that a member of the Guthrie family may be a suspect in the case. We have heard that.
Bro, what is going on with this case? Chat, I'm deleting. Yo, chat, I'm gone, bro. I just can't. I just can't at this point.
From the early days of this investigation. And the sheriff appeared to brush that off to an extent, saying that the Guthrie family has been 100%.
I heard him say no one is left out. Everyone is, being vetted. Everyone, including the family. It could be anyone, he said. It could be the family. It couldn't be the family. But maybe the family? I did not hear that. That's two different statements. Let's be clear on that. Rochelle says, Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, Rochelle. So good to see you. How are you? For all the fellas in the chat, for all the ladies in the chat, I hope you got roses and chocolates. And for all the fellas in the chat, I hope you got roses and chocolates. I know some dudes that actually like that. For real. I hope you guys are having... We're not going to have a long podcast. I'm actually going to get off so you guys could do what you want at your time. I know I have some people that like to watch me, and I don't want to occupy your time with my face. You know what I'm saying? I want you guys to truthfully enjoy yourself. So, yeah.
Cooperative. They've done everything that law enforcement has asked them. But then when he was asked if any members of the Guthrie family have been ruled out as a suspect in the case, he said, no one has been ruled out. The Pima County Sheriff's Department has also put out statements saying that they don't have suspects or persons of interest in this case. Now, this does appear to be a major lead in the case. I want to show you this here. This, according to the FBI, is the type of backpack that the person spotted outside of Nancy's home, tampering with her front door camera, was wearing in those images. Now, the backpack, it is a 25-liter Ozark Trail hiker pack backpack. And very interesting, the only place that you can get it is Walmart. That's it. Now, it's not some small sporting goods store, but it is something. And you have to believe that law enforcement is talking to Walmart and getting records and going through who bought that backpack maybe in recent weeks or recent months, if there's anything there that could help.
Yep, this is really big, bruh. This right here. If Walmart, this is big. They could look through records. This is really big. It's the DNA and this right here, ladies and gentlemen.
And
I've said it before. I'm going to say it again. That's why I put it on the board. That's why I put it right on the board. I put it right, where is it? Oh, we have an update, ladies and gentlemen, about what happened yesterday. There's an update. Hold on real quick. There is an update. Hold on, let's just get to my board that I created.
So you can get.
So I'm missing one more image. I'm going to put it in just a moment. So someone else is connected. That's the other image to this man. But the backpack and the DNA, the glove, these are two key components that's going to lead to him to finding out who this is specifically, not the other people. People keep thinking all the time, no, this is going to be it. This is the break in the case. This is only going to be able to catch this man. You're not thinking about who are the other people in this operation. Who are the other people? Who's the mastermind? The main individual that was even indicated inside that new note that was given to TMZ. Give us $50,000. Give us one Bitcoin and we'll tell you. Yeah, okay, pal. Okay. The sheriff is also sus. Should we put Chris Nanos on the board? For your honeymoon. Mustard! Why is Mustard picking all the time? Thank you, Mustard, for the super chat. Mean. Oh, man. Okay. Here's the breaking news. See, I was going to put on this board, right, about what happened yesterday. I was going to put the events that unfolded yesterday right here and the other person right here. I'm not going to do that. I can't because something just happened. Take a look at this. There's been an update. Lock in, lock in. Investigators 20 minutes ago leaning away from the man whose home was searched overnight. Investigators saying they are leaning away from looking into the man whose home was searched overnight as a suspect. Two sources familiar with the matter say they're also leaning away from a man named Carlos, who was stopped in a car earlier this week as a suspect. The sources said investigators are also leaning away from any relatives of the Guthrie as suspects. The sources say investigators continue to focus on other leads and new additional leads. However, no one has officially been ruled out. So now they're leaning against Carlos now. They leaned out more. And the people from yesterday, during the raid, we are back to square one. That article was just published 20 minutes ago, as I was showing you the video, by Tom Winter, Jonathan Dennis, and Andrew Blakestein. I get it, guys. They're not completely ruled out, but they are leaned even way more. That was according to investigators. We need a press conference. I'm begging you. We need a press conference, please. This will clear up all of this. This will clear up so much stuff. The lead investigators, which is the sheriffs, they don't want to. Okay, Mustard, I'm taking away your goodbye. No more donos from Mustard. Because she knows it's gonna be highlighted automatically. Goodbye. Sorry you got Carlo. Wilson, you too. Go, get out. Go. Yo, that was funny. They got Carlos yesterday. Well, technically, yeah, but they had warrants and they were, they didn't well, I don't know if they busted in the place. I don't know, but I know that they showed it and it was all professional and stuff like that. But Carlos was different. What the mother said, they busted open and all that stuff. Nah, bro, that was wild. Larry, that's a very good question. There was no intel. That was a lead. They got that from a tip, by the way, Larry. That Circle K, the whole thing, that came from a tip. I'm pretty sure they're going to still follow it because you have to follow the cameras. So they're still working on that. They're still working on that. They are. They're still working on that. Very good comment. Michael Jackson done it. What the heck are you talking about? Yo, I'm about to cut off super chats, bro. I'm about to cut this shit off. Y'all being weird, bro. Oh, Wilson, does that account cover CNN? Let me know quickly, please, if you can. They didn't rule out no one. They're not going to. They just haven't found no connection whatsoever. I'm not saying that everyone is completely ruled out. They're not. Yes, everything. Yo, guys. Big shout out to Wilson. I'm gonna do it one more time. I'm gonna give her another shout out, bro. At this point, Wilson is good job, Wilson. Let's just big ups. Let's just do a hashtag Wilson, please. Everyone, hashtag Wilson. Shut up, Jay. You guys are something else. Have they stated when the DNA results may be back? It won't be quicker than Virginia. Virginia is known. That facility where they get DNA evidence back That's where the FBI usually does it at. But in Florida, especially it's going to be expedited. It is, but it doesn't have that same. It doesn't have. If it was the FBI, it would have been faster. We probably would have got it probably today or tomorrow, for sure. It's a process, guys. It's complex, but it's a process that can definitely be pushed further. It can be expedited. It's fucked up, but it's true. That's how it works. All right. Smooth criminal. Hee hee. Gosh, bro, you guys are. Thank you, Ori. I appreciate your comment. You guys are a trip in this comments, bro. It's not working though, Wilson. I don't know why. Yeah, it's not working for CNN. Hold on, chat. I'm trying to get the feed. Give me a quick second, real quick. I don't know why, but my allergies just came out of nowhere. It's okay. It's fine. It's not working out. All right, we're good. Yes, I already talked about that already. Yes, that Savannah dismisses the Arizona sheriff. I didn't find anything else but from that article. Let me see something. Hold on. Yeah, it's all recycled though. Daily Mail and Newsbreak talked about it, but I didn't find nothing yet. Savannah Guthrie dismisses a bond. Yo, Daily Mail, what's going on? Yo, they are not playing, bro. That is the second time, bro. That's the second time. Yo, Savannah Guthrie dismisses bungling sheriff from search for her missing mom after they failed to drum up any leads, bro. Daily Mail is like, their name calling is crazy. Savannah Guthrie reportedly told the under fire sheriff investigating the abduction of her mother that she doesn't need him. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos have come in the Fireflake investigation told Fox that he had talked and texted Savannah, who responded that she has her own people and didn't need him. Oh, whoa. Is that true? What? I didn't see that. I didn't read that part. She has her own people. The sheriff's department, with the aid of the federal agents, have been hunting Tucson, Arizona for Nancy Guthrie for 2 weeks. Damn, Pima County Sheriff. I need to verify this. Can you update us on the protests? It's exactly what I told you last month, and I was correct. Remember what I told you happened to Alex Reddy? Remember I told you? It's going to be the hype moment, and then it's going to go down. And then if something else happens, where an altercation, I'm not trying to put it in the wrong way, but it's true. If somebody else gets pew-pewed, hurt, or like that, the uptick in protests continues. You understand what I'm saying? We're equipped with weather conditions. So the protests have been kind of pulling back more. They have been. Ori, thank you for the super chat. Oh! Did I say it right? Let me know. Is it Grok? Grok with the honey bun. Grok! Love your passion. Please keep up the great work. And also pray for Nancy to be brought home safely. Bro, I appreciate this so much for the honey bun. That's a honey bun. That's a honey. That's a honey. That's a honey. That's a honey. I appreciate that, man. Thank you so much. Grok, that's a honey bun, bro. That's a honey bun. That's a honey bun. Yeah, she's pissed off. I mean, of course, she has every right. She has every right to be pissed off. Guys, look how this case started. Can we talk about that for a second? They fumbled. They fumbled, man. They fumbled so much. They really have. Trump said he's pulling ICE agents out of Minneapolis. I did hear about that. The ICE agents are leaving Minneapolis. I'm actually kind of shocked about that. That was of the request, right? Of that new guy there. That was the request, what he said. Daily Mail is tabloid. I mean, this is reported in 2 other articles, but I don't know if that's legit. I want to be careful with that.
First of all,
let me listen to this. Everyone, let's listen to this real quick.
There's no glove found at that house, no glove found near that property.
There's no glove found at that house, no glove found at that property. And you guys thought that I was like a guy that was giving the bullcrap information? Didn't I make that clear to you? What did I'm going to replay it.
First of all, there's no glove found at that house, no glove found near that property.
I'm going to play that one more time so you guys can listen to that.
First of all, there's no glove found at that house, no glove found near that property.
Yo, Grok made me lose my voice so quick, man. Grok! Again, man, I appreciate the honey bun. It means a lot to me. Wow, this is the first time I hear this. I got you. I told you. I got you. If you are brand new to the stream, I would appreciate it if you could hit the subscribe button. Welcome to Novesity. Check if you're subscribed. Hit the like button. Thank you guys so much. So much.
There's no glove found at that house, no glove found near that property. A glove a few days ago was found within about 2 miles of the house. Somebody found it and called us. We'd be silly to just disregard it. So we went out, gathered it. FBI came and said, hey, if you like, we can send that to our lab. It made no sense to send a single glove to the FBI lab, have them find something on it, and then send it back to us to say, hey, what do you think of match? Or better yet, hey, send us your stuff so we can match it. No, it made sense to keep that in one place. Why add that additional step in? That's all that was. The FBI heard us and said, absolutely.
Wait, what?
No sense to send a single glove.
A single glove.
To the FBI lab, have them find something on it, and then send it back to us to say, hey, what do you think of match? Or better yet, hey, send us your stuff so we can match it. No, it made sense to keep that in one place.
Wait, but didn't you send it out? Somebody's lying here. Wait a minute. You see, and then y'all thought I was no. 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 Y'all was saying, no, it was this. I just showed you 2 videos. This and the one before this. It's not me with the misinformation. It's not me. This is why I do the research. That's my job, to show you what's. See that? And you have to me? Stop it! Stop it, guys! Come on, let's be serious for a second. Somebody's fucking up. This is I can't, bro. Where did the media get the idea? So then, wait a minute. Either he's telling the truth, and the media got it wrong. We just fucking saw the video. Breaking news: another glove found at the. What outlet was that? What outlet reported that? What outlet said that? Can somebody show? What was that outlet? It was Live Now on Fox, from Fox, excuse me.
Now, I do want to get right back into your headlines here as we are just past the top of the hour. Take a look. Of course, we do have the latest developments on the kidnapping of Nancy Guthrie, the mother of Today's Show co-host Savannah.
I know what he means, clearly, but you don't understand that wasn't even said neither. It was sent somewhere else.
Guthrie. As we near the 2-week mark of Nancy Guthrie's disappearance, Fox News Digital now reporting another glove was found inside of her Tucson area home. Fox News Digital's Michael Ruiz reporting friction between the Pima County Sheriff's Office and the FBI as he says Sheriff Chris Nanos sent that glove to a private lab in Florida rather than to the FBI's lab in Quantico.
That's another contradiction. He said to keep it in one place. If you sent it in Florida, that's not keeping it in one place. What is, guys, but then again, the information was wrong. So wait, either it was never sent to Florida and then Chris Nanos was right. It's either he's right or he's wrong. Bro. Where did Fox get this information then from? Who told Fox this?
That means the FBI will likely have to retest it themselves, adding time to this process. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt, appearing on Fox News Channel earlier today, was asked about that situation.
If the friction indeed exists between the FBI and locals, is there anything the president could do to try?
Possum girl, let me break this down for you for a quick second. You're not understanding something, Possum girl. You're not understanding. You think that we're trying to listen to old news, which was 2 days ago, Possum girl. What you're not understanding is that we're not trying to confront old news. We're trying to better assess and understand the contradictions between sheriff, FBI, and what the media is getting. That's not old news. It's what's being told to us. That is false news. There's a difference. It's not. This is ridiculous. Thank you, artist. I appreciate that. Yeah, Wilson, it's not working for me. Oh, boy. This is ridiculous. It's a conflict. Yes, it is. It's just a conflict. Wilson, send me the website where I could just sign in and view all the channels. I can't, like, I don't know why, but am I not? Oh, wait a minute. I think this is it. Oh, I got it. Excuse me, guys. I apologize. Give me 1 second. I don't know why, but this is not working for me. My apologies. I know I keep sneezing, guys. So. Lost in the mall? What? What do you mean by that? Something went wrong. It's not even letting me. I don't even know what to say. I'm thinking it's I think that's the reason why. Guys, give me 1 second. I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm trying to get this fixed so we can see live what's going on. I found it. I know what happened.
While sometimes there may be some squabbles or policy changes or differences on how they handle certain things, at the end of the day, in my experience, almost 22 years of doing that, they always worked well together, and I have full confidence that this sheriff and this special agent in charge and FBI Phoenix will work well together too.
Oh, okay, Artist. I was a little confused.
Into this investigation, there have been no arrests. What do you make of that?
I agree with the sheriff. Everybody wants this to be over, and most importantly, everybody wants to know where Nancy is and bring her home alive. That still remains the #1 priority for the case. Some of these cases, we've been spoiled by some of them that are wrapped up so quickly. But as we all know, there are some of these cases that, unfortunately go on for a great deal of time. But with the efforts here that will continue from both law enforcement or multiple law enforcement entities, I believe there will be a resolution to this case at some point. It could be in 5 minutes. It could be that next tip that comes in on the phone, or it could be a good deal of time before they make that break that opens this case wide open.
And Richard, as more time passes, how does that affect the way investigators approach this? Do they start to switch up tactics as more days go by?
I don't think so, because when you look at an investigation, anybody who's ever done a jigsaw puzzle, you buy that 500-piece jigsaw puzzle and you spread it out on the kitchen table and you start to put it together one piece at a time. That's what this investigation is. And if you look at all those pieces, interviews, DNA, evidence, video cameras, subpoenas, financial records, and they start to put those puzzle pieces together. If you remember doing the puzzle, it doesn't necessarily happen quickly, but all of a sudden it starts to take shape, you get a good idea what the actual picture is, and then you get that puzzle finished at the end. And I'm sure that these law enforcement teams will finish that puzzle.
That's a great analogy. Richard Colcall, thank you so much.
Thank you.
And be sure to tune in tomorrow for The Whole Story with Anderson Cooper. Ed Levendera is in Tucson with the latest on the unanswered questions in the search for Nancy Guthrie. That airs tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern and on Monday on the CNN app. Still to come, some reassurance, but with a warning.
No. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that I'm going to come back. I'm going to give this a little break real quick. I've been streaming for almost 3 hours. You guys didn't tell me that? I'm going to take a little break. Yeah, I'm going to take me a little break. I was supposed to cut this beard off. Yeah, but that didn't happen. We'll be back on. Please, guys, like, subscribe. I would appreciate that very much. I'm gonna come right back on, guys. I just need a little break real quick. I'm sneezing up a storm and shit like that. And they're gonna do a segment later on, and we can cover that. And I want to take some phone calls. I want to hear people and your thoughts. You guys are very intelligent. You guys come up with some good theories. You guys form good opinions. This whole situation is so messy, and I'm just completely. It's like, ugh, it is. This poor lady's missing, and she just needs proper help. Yo, Jay, you're wilding out, bro. I'm gonna mention yesterday. I need a trim. Please do. Nah, I'm growing my beard for a reason, guys. It's my beard. If you guys want to make suggestions in video, please put that in the. You can message me on Facebook or Instagram. But yeah, it's Valentine's Day. Glad we are on here, right, Lioness? Exactly. I'm glad we are all here. I love my family. I love you guys. It is. It's just a shitstorm. My beard is actually way longer than this. After I take a shower or whatever. After I moisturize it, I like to bring it in. It's dense, but if I brush it out, it's up to here. Yeah, I don't even know. I keep it tucked. Yeah. Welcome to the jungle. We have fun and games. I'm not married. What the fuck is going on? Oh. That sneeze killed me. All right, guys. Love you guys. Peace out. Thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you guys. Let me go before I yeah. Love you. Join the Discord. Join the Discord. Thank you guys so much for watching. And like always, please do good. And I'll see you on the next one.